What's up, guys? Welcome back to Weekly Weird News.
If the current state of the world is making you a little bit crazy, looking at the recent goings-on of Mr. Kanye West should help put things in perspective, because the always eccentric Kanye has officially fully crossed the bridge to crazy town.
Not the Scientology bridge?
No.
Oh.
Well, we don't know.
That's Will Smith.
And that's not just our opinion. Even fellow weirdo Snoop Dogg, blunt in his mouth, cannot make heads or tails of Kanye West's recent behavior. At a show last Thursday in San Jose, California, as part of his St. Pablo tour, West reportedly started and restarted his song Famous several times, each time chastising the audience for not thinking for themselves before stopping the music altogether to go on a long-winded rant, including the admission that he didn't vote, but if he had, he would have voted for Donald Trump, saying, quote, his approach was fucking genius because it worked. I mean, I can't argue with that.
No.
West spent much of the rest of the show cutting songs short to stand in silence or offer long, barely decipherable social commentary, and fans in attendance who had paid hundreds of dollars for their tickets booed, heckled, and threw objects at the stage in frustration.
Now, remember, the stage is something that's suspended above them.
It's an awesome stage.
It looks great, but even when he's going on these long-winded rants,
He's just up there on the
yeah,
platform.
and everyone's just like, dude, my fucking neck hurts. Can you just perform, for Christ's sake? Anyways, at Kanye's next show in Sacramento, he angered the audience even more by taking the stage an hour and a half later than scheduled. He only performed 2 songs, and then he launched into a nearly 20-minute rant against radio, Google, Facebook, MTV, Hillary Clinton, Jay-Z, and Beyonce, before calling an abrupt end to the show and leaving the stage. It created a near riot in the arena, with high-paying fans rightfully feeling totally ripped off and chanting, "Fuck Kanye," as they spilled into the streets, trying to make sense of what they just witnessed. It's hard to really convey the absurdity of Kanye's rant without showing it to you, but it's really too long, so just go watch it for yourself, or check out the transcript that some poor intern at the Fader probably spent hours transcribing, or just believe us when we say that it was odd even by Kanye standards.
Anyway, those jilted fans in Sacramento apparently got their ticket money back, so don't worry about them. But the St. Pablo tour continues,
Yay!
and Kanye's next show was scheduled for the Forum here in his new home of LA on Sunday night. But just hours before the show was scheduled to begin, it was announced that the LA show and all of the rest of Kanye's 2016 St. Pablo tour shows were canceled.
Ah!
And the next day came news that Kanye had been admitted to UCLA Medical Center for a psychiatric evaluation, with further unconfirmed sources saying that Kanye had been being checked out by a personal doctor for severe sleep deprivation, and when he began acting erratically, someone called 911 to report a psychiatric emergency.
So if you clicked on this video expecting the usual commentary making fun of what a crazy, egomaniacal weirdo Kanye West is, well, it would seem in this case he's actually suffering from some pretty serious psychological issues, which is not funny. It's actually sad. And we don't want to go all armchair psychologist on what specifically Kanye is suffering from, but in lyrics from West's most recent album, The Life of Pablo, he mentions taking Lexapro, a drug used to treat depression and anxiety, and references seeing a psychiatrist. And as easy as it is to be dismissive about rich and famous people being unhappy, it's very important to understand that mental illness really has very little to do with success and wealth. It could strike anyone. It's like cancer. In fact, the mental and physical demands of being in the public eye and being a perfectionist like Kanye, it can easily make problems with mental illness a lot worse.
So this makes shit tricky for people like us who make fun of rich and famous people for a living. You know, Kanye going on a long Twitter rant trying to decimate Wiz Khalifa and then being accused by Amber Rose for liking fingers in the butthole? That's funny.
It's hilarious.
Kanye publicly begging Mark Zuckerberg for a small loan of $100 million to fund his ridiculous Donda project that includes everything from emoticons to hovercrafts to nuclear power to healthy fast food. That's funny.
Sure.
Kanye repeatedly editing the production and track listing for The Life of Pablo even after it's released. Funny.
Sure.
Kanye being a part of Tidal. Funny.
Yeah.
Kanye making a music video featuring extremely lifelike nude statues of several huge celebrities without their permission. That's funny.
We've always kind of given him the benefit of the doubt, too, because what he does is artistry, whether you like to admit that certain things that he does is artistic or not.
I like his music.
And his music...
His clothes, not so much.
I like the hoverboat shoes I like, but can't get a hand on them. Either way, art is art. I love the music. It's good. But you get to stuff like Kanye's mother dying unexpectedly a few years back. It obviously affected him at a deep level. Kanye's wife was robbed at gunpoint during a break-in just last month when he was on another continent. Kanye apparently, who knows, may be in multi-million-dollar debt, even though those shoes are really expensive. the whole strange meltdown, it's a bit harder to joke about and feel like you're not just being a dick. And this isn't something new either. Back at the peak of Britney Spears' fame, her behavior got increasingly bizarre, and it was all hilarious until she shaved her head and started hitting cars with umbrella. And then it was like, oh shit, wait, this woman is clearly actually having a fucking mental breakdown and needs help. You see, you can see, and this has happened many times before, I know that you're going to mention more people, but this bubbles up over time.
Yeah.
And then you completely lose control of yourself and just start acting the way that people are claiming that you're going to act anyway. It is an actual serious thing. Here's another example.
Yeah, it was the same thing with Amanda Bynes a few years back when her social media presence gradually turned into a weird freak show of stoner thoughts and wigs and nudity. It was funny at first. We all got a laugh until she grabbed a gas can and started a residential fire in some random person's driveway and almost burned her dog to death. Yeah. So, no matter how you feel about Kanye's music or his massive ego or the fact that he married into a reality TV family, try not to forget that he's also a human being, and even rich assholes can go through some rough times, and that going through rough times under the scrutiny of the media has to fucking suck.
Yeah.
Plus, we really just need Kanye to get better so we can make fun of him again without feeling bad. We need this, Kanye. So, rest up and get better, Con.
It gets real serious, too. I mean, you could go down the laundry list of specifically musicians who have either taken their own lives or been thrown into stuff like drug abuse, alcoholism. I mean, recently you have Amy Winehouse. Then
everyone, Amy Winehouse, like,
look how crazy it is.
Dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you watch Amy and you cry.
Mm-hmm.
Peaches Geldof a couple years ago, lost it. But anyways, there's at least one person who we can be pretty sure isn't aware of this recent Kanye drama, and that's Joe Chandler of Georgia, who isn't just unaware of the Kanye news, he's unaware of all news. Or at least he was up from November 8th up until Tuesday of this week. That's because Joe Chandler decided on election night while attending an election party that he was sick of the whole thing, and he said, I was invited to an election party to stay up into the night with everybody gnawing their nails, hanging on, and I thought, oh, there has to be a better way. So he just went home and went to sleep. When he awoke the next day, not knowing the election results, he says he realized he actually felt better not knowing the outcome and decided to just keep that going, choosing to avoid television, newspapers, and social media. The man is a modern-day monk.
Yeah, so Joe, he works from home as an artist, so this wasn't as hard as it sounds for him. And on the rare occasion that he needed to leave the house for something, he would just put on noise-canceling headphones and wear a sign strapped to his chest that reads, I don't know who won and don't want to. Please don't tell me. His daughter did tell him that there were protests happening, but she wouldn't say which side was protesting. So he told Fox 5 Atlanta, having subtracted myself from this political fracas and all the mayhem of the digital media, I kind of found the center of the cyclone. It is very peaceful in my bubble of ignorance. He also said that he wasn't doing it as a protest to any particular candidate, but he didn't say it outright. It sounds like he seems to fall into the large category of people who don't like Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, but still would have probably preferred that Hillary won, saying, not a big fan of either, but I did have a huge preference of the regime that I was hoping we would avoid.
Yeah. He also doesn't know about that Star Wars Rogue One not having an opening crawl.
Oh my gosh.
He's going to be pissed when he finds out about that in the theaters. Woo. Anyways, the stunt could only go on for so long, though, with Joe saying, I'll tell you this, I probably wouldn't have said this 3 days ago. I'm starting to go a little stir crazy. I don't know how much longer I can go on with this. I'm ravenous for contact with another human being, even a fist bump or something. So on Tuesday, he decided enough was enough and went to Atlanta radio station Q100 to appear on The Burt Show.
The Burt Show.
The Burt Show, which is their morning zoo program, Waka Waka, to find out live on air who the president-elect of the United States is. They set it up like a gender reveal party where parents to be reveal the gender of their baby by opening a box filled with blue or red balloons. I thought legitimately, and I asked this because I'm going to one tomorrow, that I thought they cut open a cake with like a fetus inside that was a...
No, you're mixing up. That's like, that's the New Orleans king cake.
Yeah, yeah.
They do it with cake.
It's a delicious cake.
Yeah, sometimes they'll do it with a blue or red cake.
All right.
Balloons cake, but no little baby inside. What are you gonna look at the tiny little baby? He's got a penis.
He's got a penis on him. And what a boy.
Yeah.
That's the umbilical cord. Anyways, here blue meant Hillary and red meant Donald.
Just like the map.
Yeah.
So after a countdown, the red balloons came out, and Joe said, wow, you know, at a gender reveal party, it's impolite to say, shucks, I was hoping for a girl, or dag nabbit, I wanted a boy. You're supposed to be happy with what you got. But I will say this, Something really changed for me in that bubble. Not knowing who to root for, not having a side, knowing that people were arguing and bickering and rioting, but not knowing which side I was on, it caused me to look at not so much the politics, but the people. So who has done this to us? Is it Donald Trump? Is it Hillary Clinton? I think we've done this to ourselves.
He really is a monk.
Yeah.
He went inside his little mind cave and he came out a smarter person.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Although this is my job, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe whenever I lose my mind like Kanye and
When
quit
I
the
retire,
business,
I'm going to live in a fucking cave.
I'm going straight up to Idaho, buying
Yeah.
some land and living underground in one of those shipping containers.
Nothing to worry about today but this rake and this hoe.
Just waiting for someone to crash off the side of the road so I can bring them in here to protect them. Anyways, Joe continued, I'm distressed not so much that Trump is in office. Well, I am distressed about that. I know I'm losing half of my supporters when I say that. He has supporters now?
Well, a lot of people...
Go, Joe!
Yeah.
Stay inside your
Joe.
bubble. He's Bubble Boy.
Bubble Boy. Don't tell him.
Anyways, he continued, but I am distressed at how could America make this decision? And I think the rest of the world is distressed about that too. He then, like many of us, questioned if the Trump reveal was actually just a prank on the radio show and they were just playing that on him. But no, Joe, this is real life. Welcome back into the fold. He's living in a Westworld scenario.
Yeah.
People are just making up things about him. Oh yeah, by the way, they cured cancer while you're in there.
What?
Hey. You can fuck whatever you want.
Yeah.
Kill someone. It's cool.
They should have pranked him, though.
Yeah.
It was Hillary. Like, just kidding.
Close one. Anyways.
Anyway, depending on how you feel about the election results, you may or may not feel like just saying fuck it and smoking meth.
Mm-hmm.
But don't do that, obviously, because meth is really bad for you. It's also highly addictive, and even former addicts who've been clean for a long time can still get triggered, in the original, actual, psychological sense of the word, when they see or hear things that remind them of how much they used to love smoking meth, and they start thinking, hey, what's the harm in doing meth just one more time?
Sure.
How bad could it be?
It's like me with cigarettes, although I've been a very good boy. Good boy.
Anyway, that's why one woman in Western Australia, the mother of a former meth addict, took issue with this new product that she saw at Kmart.
I mean, okay, we don't see what the big deal is. It's clearly a drinking jar shaped like a light bulb with a straw in it. What does that have to do with meth? Oh yeah, I see. Apparently light bulbs with straws in them are a common homemade method for smoking meth and crack, and Kmart just released a product that makes doing that even easier by eliminating the need to actually dismantle a light bulb. It's a fully functioning ice pipe ready to use, available at the cost of 2 for $5 dues. Thanks, Kmart. I'm actually more surprised that Kmart still exists in Australia.
I was too. Do they have Blockbuster there? What other failed American businesses do you guys have out there in Australia?
Crikey. Crikey Mart. That's what it is. Unfortunately for you crackheads out there racing out to your local Kmart, it's since been pulled from shelves after attracting social media attention, those buzzkills.
Ruining all the good crack pipes.
Yeah. I guess it's also bad news for everyone out there who, for some reason, really wanted to drink out of a light bulb.
Yeah, it's a stupid product.
Yeah. Does it light up when you drink out of it?
No.
Like if you have a good idea coming out of your mouth?
Like, I can't see how anyone would have actually wanted this. And this was probably Kmart doing one of those things where it's like, oh, you want to buy one of these miniature roses that just happens to be in a tiny crack pipe shaped vase?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll take that. And you just throw the rose away and light up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who are we? How would we have known that this is a extremely common form of a pipe used to smoke meth and crack?
Yeah. This back massager is shaped oddly like a banana.
Mm-hmm. It fits right inside my butthole.
There you go.
Well,
I guess it's just proof that meth ruins everything, though.
It does.
Especially your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
But one last thing before headlines, a quick update on Dr. Sergio Cannavaro, who definitely at this point has his own spot in the Weekly Weird News pantheon of weirdness alongside Malachi Love Robinson, Martin Shkreli, Kim Jong-un, and the blind. Dr. Cannavaro is the Italian neurosurgeon who is preparing to do the impossible by performing the world's first human head transplant on a 30-year-old Russian man suffering from a terminal body wasting disorder. And he has continued to keep the public up to speed on his progress. Good. His latest announcements, the surgery might actually end up taking place in the UK, and he plans to use virtual reality to prepare his patient for his new body.
Yeah, so Cannavaro and his team of researchers from China, Korea, and the US originally couldn't find much support for their project from the medical community. Wonder why. They were likely going to have to host the surgery somewhere in Asia. I think Vietnam said they would host them.
Sure.
Come on down. But Cannavaro says he's gotten a lot of positive support from doctors and researchers in the UK and thinks that would be the best possible place to do the surgery.
Hey, if this guy wants to put his name on the line, sure.
Yeah. Of course, that's whenever he actually decides it's ready to go. It's a complicated task after all, and well beyond anything ever previously attempted. So he plans to do a little bit more trial runs here and there on cadavers before doing the real thing, but it is tentatively scheduled to happen in late 2017.
That's gonna get rescheduled like a shitty video game.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, where VR comes into this is the anticipated amount of psychological trauma the whole process is going to inflict on the patient, even beyond the fact that he's going to have everything below his neck removed and replaced with a dead stranger's body. Can you give me a big dick?
Yeah.
Please? So the company Inventum Bioengineering Technologies, they are running out of names. Inventum?
Yeah, it sounds like an evil corporation from like an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah. Anyways, Inventum Bioengineering Technologies has joined Cannavaro's team to provide a virtual reality solution that will allow the patient to get used to the idea of living in and controlling a new body before the surgery, and also after the surgery as a way to ease him into his new existence. He could just live inside the headset.
Yeah.
You know what? Just put his head in a jar. And
we gave you a new
body.
body.
Make him think he has a body.
Oh, it's awesome.
Wow, look how big my dick is.
Yeah.
They haven't released much in the way of specifically how this will work, but there has been lots of talk elsewhere within the psychological field about the potential benefits of VR for patients. So it's not outlandish. It's certainly not as outlandish as attaching a person's head to a new body.
No.
With a big dick.
The biggest.
Yeah.
What if you
give me one of those
the
bull
tiniest
dicks? Damn it! You know what? Give me my old body back. I don't care that it's wilting away.
I miss my old useless dick.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on from that into the best headlines from around the news, internet.
We start off strong. This is one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, this one was a gift from God and
China.
And China.
Yeah.
Here you go. Behold, China's answer to Amazon Echo, the Ling Long Ding Dong.
Yeah, that's a company name and a product name. Elliot, how
It is not a bad joke from a
not.
hack comedian. It is
not
a real thing.
This isn't, what's the kid's name on Vine? Little Cameron Dallas or something like that. How do Chinese name their kids? Tossing a bunch of silverware down the stairs. That's racist. This is actually a real product. So when you talk to like Google or something or
okay,
Amazon
Google, hey Alexa,
this one
you say ding dong ding dong. That's how you wake it up. That's how you talk to it. I'm not lying.
Give me an example of what you would use it for.
I don't speak Chinese. Apparently, it was a giant pain in the ass to. Apparently, Chinese is a lot harder than English to program into a product like this.
So they had to do it themselves.
Yeah.
Ding dong, ding dong. What kind of weather is it out today?
Don't send an American to do a Chinaman's job.
I think I might switch my OK Google response to
ding dong, ding dong.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Can you change it?
I don't know. That'd be cool though.
Yeah, they should let you do that.
Yeah.
I want to shout.
I just triggered everyone's phones in this room.
Yeah.
All right, moving on though. Rain triggers 570% surge in Los Angeles County freeway crashes. It was
Every
scary.
Fucking year. Yeah, it was.
I had to drive on the 405 during the rain.
It was unusually rainy this past weekend.
Thank God. We really need it.
Well, God knows we need the rain. Save some of that rain for us. When you fly into LA, bring some of that rain.
Yeah, bring a couple hours water.
Oh, better turn that faucet off. You know there's a drought.
I remember when it was green once.
Only take 1 shower a week. There's a drought. Yeah, we need the water. It's good. But yeah, people in LA don't know how to drive in the rain. Also, the fact that when it's dry for 6 months, the roads are full of grease
and then oil from the cars.
And oil, and it rains, and it just turns into a big old slip and slide.
Whee!
And 2 people about a block from my house were killed by some asshole in a Mustang. During the weekend. It was a very dangerous time.
I was terrified because, I wasn't in control. My girlfriend was driving my car on the way home, and I was just like, give everyone lots of room.
Yeah.
Lots of room. Luckily, it was late in the night, so. But yeah, just avoid the roads or take an Uber or something. Yeah.
I stayed indoors.
Not going out in that.
Not going out.
Moving on.
Man admits to stealing wallet of company president during job interview. This kid's got moxie.
You got the job.
Kid, you got moxie.
Was it a Magician's Academy?
That was a bold move. No, it was some Japanese
How did he do that?
The guy's like, I mean, he was very easy to find because he had turned in his resume, and then the guy's like, my wallet's gone. The only person that's been. So they found the guy, and police were like, why'd you do that? And he's like, well, I really needed the job, but I also needed money. So, but he took his entire wallet. He didn't even just like open the wallet and take some money out. He took the entire thing.
I don't know.
Beginner's mistake.
Man has chopsticks removed from penis. He put up his vas deferens.
Yeah, that's the one.
But why?
Something was wrong with his dick, and he was too ashamed to go to the doctor. So he.
Well, now he has to go to the doctor.
Yeah, so he stuck a bunch of chopsticks up his dick, trying to accomplish I don't know what, and got even more embarrassed when he was sent to a doctor with chopsticks stuck up his dick. He'll be fine though.
He's probably gonna be in better shape than he was before he put the chopstick up there, because he probably had like some kind of fucking weird growth. I mean, what can you have in your dick that makes you feel like you can fish it out with a chopstick?
I don't know.
Like a man's yeast infection or something.
A meast infection.
A meast infection. Got a bunch of meese up there.
Man fined for pretending to be a ghost in Portsmouth Cemetery.
Now everyone's gonna be dressing up like ghosts and causing all a bunch of news stories because of this guy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He was like
It's
drunk.
a ghost epidemic.
Him and his, this is the UK, him and his friends were all drunk. I think they had just come from the bar.
Yeah.
They
The
were
pub,
like, hey,
fucking asshole.
Hey, let's go play some footy in the cemetery. So they're playing football.
Yeah.
Football in the
And
cemetery. There's people like mourning their dead relatives there. And he was
Oh, it wasn't at night?
No.
Oh, well, that's dumb.
He was mostly just drunk being obnoxious, but like, people were like, shh. He's like,
Ooh. He didn't even have a sheet on or anything?
no.
Well, that's dumb. He just got arrested for being an asshole then.
Yeah. And he also had priors, so.
Bye-bye.
Whoops.
Ugh. Anyways, police searching for a man dressed as gorilla who burst into apartment. Why didn't they shoot him?
Yeah.
Why didn't they shoot him?
Yeah. It's,
He got Harambe'd.
this is at BYU.
Brigham Young?
Yeah, they don't
That's why
have
they didn't shoot him.
They can't have fun drinking alcohol, so they have to come up with other ways to do mischief.
Yeah.
Like dressing up as gorillas and rummaging through other people's apartments.
Yeah.
And then running away just as
This is what
mysteriously.
happens when you have to marry 10 people and
Yeah.
can't drink.
I don't know.
Oh, can't have coffee either.
Officer seemed like he'd had a whole lot of milk.
Yeah. Must have been warm milk. You know, these kids get all hopped up on that warm milk.
He might have even had some coffee.
No, that's banned. Can't drink coffee.
I know. That's why I'm telling you, officer. I think he had some coffee.
Sir, he didn't realize it, but at the time, he had a coffee chocolate bar, but he didn't know there was coffee in it.
Yeah, that'll
and that
do it.
set him off.
That'll
Could you
drive you
imagine
mad.
not having caffeine for like 20 years?
And then trying it for the first time?
Oh my God, it'd be incredible. I know, when I have like an extra shot or two in the morning, I'm like, holy shit, I think I might die.
Yeah,
For
it's
them,
not
it'd be
pleasant
like,
if you
for them,
have
it'd be
too
like-
much caffeine.
It would be the biggest anxiety attack of all. You'd need to dance around like a gorilla to just like get
Yeah.
the extra energy out.
Yeah, sweat it out in that gorilla suit.
Mm-hmm.
Cause a ruckus. And while you're at it, pay tribute to Harambe.
Yeah. You've got meth. New Zealand residents urged to check letterboxes for drug shipments.
Yeah, it's
I
that
don't
old
get it.
it's that old trick where you find an unoccupied house
Oh.
and you use their mailbox for
I never understood that because you would assume that if they caught the drugs and they're still sending it to the place, that they would just be waiting for you.
well, that's
exactly
what's happening here. But
Yeah, it's a very dumb idea.
Some little resort town in New Zealand where they're apparently hotbed of drug shipments. So if you're in New Zealand and you're looking for drugs, just drive to that neighborhood and open everyone's mailbox, and there you go.
A little treat for you.
Go down to the Kmart in Australia and pick up your light bulb pipe. You're good to go. Jury convicts Massachusetts man who claimed he created Kung Fu Panda. He did not.
What do they convict him of?
Fraud.
Oh.
Because he sued DreamWorks back in like 2010, saying like they stole my Kung Fu Panda idea. Then there was like that actually like went to trial. They're like, all right, let's see what you got. And he like fabricated a bunch of like drawings like after the fact, saying like, oh, I drew these like way before they made Kung Fu Panda. And they
His
figured,
name was Morty Mouse.
they figured that out. Like the guy was just a fucking idiot. He left
Yeah.
like a paper trail, like his search history and everything. So they convicted him of fraud for wasting the court's time.
Good.
So no Kung Fu Panda for you.
Yeah. They should make him watch Kung Fu Panda every day in prison.
It's probably they can only
know, I
watch
invented
kids
that.
movies there, so
Yeah.
makes sense. Phony Catholic priest sentenced again to jail in Los Angeles. You can't just go into a church and pretend.
I didn't know you couldn't do that.
Well, you can't do that when somehow this guy managed to convince like 3 churches in LA County that he was a Catholic priest.
It can't be that hard.
Well, you'd think they would Google like the Pope.
This guy's not Italian at all.
There's not like a Catholic directory. I feel like
There might be.
the church has a lot of money. There's got to be a way to say like, is this person actually a Catholic priest? But they didn't. And while he was a fake priest, he was selling. He organized trips to the Vatican to meet the Pope.
Yeah,
It's a popular thing in Catholic churches. Except there was no trip. He was just swindling money out of his church people, and then when they all paid up, he'd run away and change his name and be another fake priest.
In town?
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah, guy's an idiot.
Giant roaches can grow big testicles when they need them.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how human balls, they swell up when you're about to have sex, right? That's what happens with everyone?
Yeah.
They just swell up really
get,
big?
Like water balloons.
Big and purple.
Yeah,
and
I'm ready.
Yeah.
That guy's horny, you can tell.
But if you don't end up fucking, the only way to diffuse your balls is by sticking a chopstick down your pee hole.
Yeah.
And releasing the valve.
That's probably what that Chinese guy with the chopstick in his penis. Yeah, he probably had like
makes
really
your dick
bad...
flop around like a balloon.
Yeah. He was probably getting played by some girl who was like, take me to dinner and we'll see what happens. Yeah. And then he did.
Those girls that use Tinder to get free meals.
Yeah, and then she was like rubbing on him and he's like, oh baby, don't do that. Cause
here goes my balls, they're blowing up.
You know, you can like permanently hurt someone if you like get them all horny and then you don't have sex with them. And she's like, I don't care. And he's like, all right, well, chopsticks it is. None of what we say is true ever.
No, but rubber bands work.
Yeah. Not wedding rings though.
Yeah.
Human drivers will bully robot cars, says CEO of Mercedes-Benz USA.
I want to say he's not wrong, because I think he's not wrong.
Well,
because people will get upset when they see a car driving itself and try to like wreck it to prove. You know who's going to do it? Taxis and Uber drivers.
Oh yeah, well, they're already menaces.
I'm going to prove that these things are dangerous by crashing into them.
That's not specifically what he's talking about, though. He's talking about like self-driving cars are going to be programmed to drive very passively, not aggressively. Yeah. So like
they should drive passive aggressively.
They could be programmed to do that.
No, please have the lane. I'm not trying to merge at all right now.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. He's like, when people see a self-driving car, they're not going to let them into the lane, and they're just going to like cut them off because the self-driving car, you pull right in front of it, it's going to stop.
Ah, it's a cuck. Cuckmobile.
Yeah, you cuck that car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get out of my way. A real man's coming through.
Well, oh, excuse me, Mr. Robot.
Yeah. And then you just sit in the back and you just love watching your car be a big old pussy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And finally, Ohio woman accused of soliciting sex for nachos.
I've seen worse.
Yeah. Backpage.com. Suck your dick for $60 and a plate of nachos.
Oh, well, she wanted money too and nachos.
Right.
So then that's normal.
It's also a crime.
Well, yeah, it's a crime.
I wonder if
it's obviously a crime.
I wonder if she would have gotten away with it if she just asked for nachos. No money is changing hands, sir.
Yeah, but it has monetary value, I guess.
I don't know.
Unless the man literally created the nachos out of like corn and made his own cheese and.
I don't know. It's kind of like those.
But then you're trading goods for services.
Right, but it's like those after-hours bars where you're not buying drinks.
You're buying a ticket that wins a drink.
A raffle ticket, and then that raffle ticket just happens to get you
Why don't they do that for prostitution?
Yeah, they should. Yeah. We should have whorehouses in town where it's like, no one's paying for sex. This is all consensual.
Yeah.
These women just like winners. Yeah. These guys are all winners.
These guys are all winners.
They won the raffle.
Yeah.
I'm going to start that.
Oh, yeah, it's going to go well. So when you guys don't see Elliot here next week, don't ask questions. That's it for Weekly Weird News this week. Check out our newest episode of Tech Tuesday where we went through all the best Black Friday deals so you don't got to waste time looking around for stuff.
Doorbusters.
Boom!
Knock down the door.
Stomp people in the face.
Yeah, and then our weekly Donald Trump segment that is going to go on for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Is Donald Trump a social justice warrior?
I don't know. Here's some fan art. Check that out and click subscribe. It's that big circle button right there. If you aren't subscribed yet, click it, and we'll see you guys next time.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye-bye.